How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2A News Now. And as always, I appreciate everybody that takes time to watch my videos. Also, I want to apologize for not keeping up a regular schedule in posting videos. I've been missing quite a few days the past couple of weeks. And if you have kids or grandkids, you know the kids are out of school. So my grandson is out of school for the next couple of months. And my daughter and son-in-law work a lot of hours. So of course I'm on grandpa duty. Now starting this weekend and for the next 10 days or so, they're going to be gone on vacation. So I'll be able to post quite a few videos for you guys during that time period. All right, let's get on with today's video. The Supreme Court finally did something right. They voted unanimously in a 9-0 vote and tossed out Mexico's $10 billion lawsuit against American gun makers. So today, Thursday, the Supreme Court made that decision. And of course, like I said, it was the right decision because the Mexican government was trying to sue Smith Wesson and other American gun makers for $10 billion because Mexico says it's the American gun makers' fault that there's cartel violence in the country of Mexico. And Justice Elena Kagan said in her opinion that the lawsuit that was filed against the American lawmakers is barred by the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. I'm going to pop up on the screen so you can follow along with me what Justice Kagan had to say in her opinion. The basic theory of its suit is that the defendants failed to exercise reasonable care to prevent trafficking of their guns into Mexico, and so are responsible for harms arising there from the weapon's misuse. That theory implicates PLCCA's general prohibition, so the complaint tries to plead its way into the predication exception. It alleges that the manufacturers were willful accessories in unlawful gun sales by retail gun dealers, which in turn enabled Mexican criminals to acquire guns. And it sets out three kinds of allegations relating to how the manufacturers aided and abetted retailers on lawful sales. The manufacturers allegedly supply firearms to retail dealers, whom they know illegally sell to Mexican gun traffickers, have failed to impose the kind of controls on their distribution networks that would prevent illegal sales to Mexican traffickers, and make design and marketing decisions intended to stimulate cartel members' demand for their products. The district court dismissed the complaint, but the First Circuit reversed, finding Mexico had plausibly alleged that defendants aided and abetted illegal firearm sales. The court rejected each and every one of Mexico's arguments, and also all 9 judges found that Mexico's claims weren't plausible. And this part of Justice Kagan's is just an amazing read. Mexico focuses on production of military-style assault weapons, but these products are widely legal and purchased by ordinary consumers. Manufacturers cannot be charged with assisting criminal acts simply because Mexican cartel members also prefer these guns. The same applies to firearms with Spanish language names or graphics alluding to Mexican history. While they may be coveted by the cartels, they also may appeal to millions of law-abiding Hispanic Americans. Even the failure to make guns with non-defaceable serial numbers cannot show that manufacturers have joined both mind and hand with lawmakers in the manner required by aiding and abetting. And what's so great about that paragraph is the Supreme Court just unanimously agreed that semi-automatic firearms, including AR-15s, are widely legal and purchased by ordinary consumers, and that AR-15s are the most popular rifle in the country, which definitely makes them fall into the category of common use. But of course it doesn't make any sense that just the other day the Supreme Court refused to take up the case on the ban of these same firearms. But what this decision by the Supreme Court today does is that they acknowledge that guns like AR-15s and semi-automatic firearms definitely are protected by the Second Amendment. And of course, it's no surprise that Justice Clarence Thomas agreed with Justice Kagan's comments. But it is a surprise that Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson agreed as well. I believe most of us thought that if the Supreme Court took up this case, that Mexico would lose. But I don't think any of us thought it would be a unanimous decision. Now here's the next step, because it's not done yet. The case will now be remanded back to the lower court, and that lower court should dismiss that case completely. And here's also what should happen. Smith Wesson and the other American gun makers that were listed in the lawsuit should have their attorneys ask for the court to make Mexico pay their attorney fees, which I assume is probably millions of dollars. Basically, Mexico filed a frivolous lawsuit, and now they should have to pay for it. So let me know what you guys think about the Supreme Court's newest decision. And as always, I appreciate everybody that supports the channel. Not only those who watch the videos, but also the people that like, share, and subscribe, and hit those post notifications after watching the video. I really do appreciate it, and it really does help the channel out and help it to continue to grow. And I invite all of you to come back and watch my next video.